Hello there, my beautiful collective signs. This is Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. So today's video is a traditional Celtic cross spread where I pull a lot of tarot cards that helps me tap into your energy. And when I do so, when I get into your energy collectively, I listen to music. That's my form of meditation. I can get in a heightened transcendental state, which is basically tapping into my gamma brainwave frequency. And that's how I connect with your energy or whoever's guided to watch this. So when I do that, the song that I was guided to listen to today was Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. And with the messages that I'm getting from the cards and the messages in the lyrics of that song, I do feel like a lot of you are being tempted by lust. And, you know, that is one of the 7 deadly sins. So make sure you're being conscientious when it comes to who you're expending your energy on, because those sort of acts are energy transactions. And when we choose someone to partner with or be with in that intimate sort of way, we kind of also get their negative attachments as well. So if they are carrying around a lot of negative energy or negative beings that are attached to them, you will, in a way, get those things also. So be careful when it comes to that and using discernment, because I feel like there's a lot of temptation, a lot of tempting offers, but I feel like a lot of you are choosing celibacy. And this message is mostly for feminine energies, because I'm getting a lot of divine feminine here. But you know, if you're a male watching this, this can still resonate, because energy is fluid. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine, but definitely more so for feminine leaning energies. Now, the first card that I had for you, collective, was the King of Cups. This tells me there is someone in your energy, or you are very loving and generous and trying to find love. The challenge right now, though, is, or what's crossing you, is the Page of Wands. So with this, I feel like this is kind of a novice energy, or maybe almost like a little bit of a tiny spark energy of like the lusties. So like maybe someone's making you feel butterflies, maybe you're feeling just really nervous at the thought of them or the sight of them or whatever it is. Chances are those are red flags. Sometimes psychologically we can misinterpret our body's warning signals for feeling butterflies. And you know, things have been romanticized thanks to Hollywood cinematography and all of the fairy tales we've ever listened to, right? To make us believe that that feeling that we feel is love or lust or a passion or something. And most of the time, I would say probably 99% of the time, it's actually our body's fight or flight response trying to warn us of an energy that we're feeling on a subconscious level that is not good. So like there's no way to sugarcoat that besides just calling a spade. But I do feel like the foundation of this and everything that's occurring for you right now, collective, is you are standing up for yourself. You're standing up for your values, your belief systems, your morals, your ethics. So if you've been offered tempting offers of people want to fly you out on planes, or people want to wine and dine you and do what follows after that, and things like that, I feel like you are being a bit reserved when it comes to that, because you know that you can have as many lovers as you'd like in this lifetime, but it's quantity over quality. And having that level of discernment and poise and being selective is a very good positive energy. And I was just watching that Sandra Bullock movie, The Lost City of D, where she talks about being a sapiosexual. And I was like, oh, that's spot on, because if you're attracted to someone physically, that's superficial, artificial, all of those things. It's not going to last forever. So I find myself more drawn into someone's intellect and wit and humor more than anything. And I feel like that's probably where you're heading if you're not there already. Now, in the recent past here, you have the Justice card. So if you've been dealing with a lot of, if you've been kissing a lot of frogs in the past, I feel like those frogs are or toads, whatever you want to call them, are gonna get their warts, okay? Like they have warts probably, like in a metaphorical and probably a literal sense. And karmic justice is being delved out for those people who have had malicious or impure intention. So when you're not coming from a good hearted or kind hearted or open space, and you're trying to, get all these notches on your belt just because you can, it's coming from a level of insecurity and a place of shadow where you probably have some severe avoidant attachment style or some sort of insecure attachment style where it's impacting your relationships on a foundational level. And karmic justice will be served to those who have done you dirty or went behind your back and were sneaky because they thought they could, or just because they like the feeling that they get, the dopamine hit and the rush of being secretive. A lot of cheaters or malicious people or friends or relatives sometimes do those sorts of things because they are very insecure and they have no sense of self, and when they conquer or achieve someone they view as a conquest, it gives them a false ego how can I say that, like almost like an ego burst, but it's like it fluffs their ego, but it's fake. It's like, it's not going to last. It's not tangible. It's a very short term gratification, and chances are they're probably going to end up with warts anyways. So that's karma. That's justice. So that's Libra energy. Something about October might be a significant time frame. Now, for some of you, most of you on a subconscious level, you're having some sort of ego death because or you're grieving maybe the loss of a partner or person, or maybe even parts and facets of yourself that you're grieving because you're really tapping into your higher knowing, your higher self, your divine feminine energy. This high priestess energy is like, you already know what you already know. It's just you're finally letting go of old attachments and really embracing this inner gnosis that we all carry, but sometimes it gets blurred, like the Blurred Lines song that I was meditating to. It sometimes gets blurred by false senses of ego, false senses of pride, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Those sorts of energies can kind of mess with our heads, and we don't listen to that inner voice and that inner knowing a lot of the times, even though sometimes we know something deep inside that maybe we weren't ready to accept at a certain point in time, and then things bubble to the surface. So I feel like you're letting go of any false senses of reality or expectations you've had about a person or yourself. So if anyone's deceived you, you see them as they truly are. So, a snake is a snake, and if it bites you, you're not going to chase it down and show it what it did. You're going to hopefully go seek some anti-venom and heal yourself. And I feel like no matter what you do at this point, collective, everyone will have their judgment day. Maybe you're trying to walk a fine line between vengeance and karma, that sort of thing. We can be delvers of accountability. That's kind of the best way to dispense karma. It's like, you know what someone did, you tell them you know what they did, and then you just let it lie, because chances are they're going to ruin themselves, either by trying to cover up the lies with more lies, or trying to gang up people against you. And when someone's built their defense on a bully system or trying to gain more people, that just really affirms that you were most likely in the right, because why would they need more people to defend something that wasn't true? Why would they need more people to come try to attack you to prove that they were that they did or didn't do something? That's not usually how it works, because if you've not done something wrong, the chances are you don't feel the need to defend yourself because you know the truth. So I feel like everyone's judgment day is going to come. Right now you might be just balancing, trying to handle that, and you have to give it up to God. And if you don't believe in God, you give it up to spirit or the universe, or however you want to view the creator or the higher beings that help put karma and those things into play, because if someone doesn't get their karma in this lifetime, then they will most likely in the next. Or, you know, if someone doesn't right their wrongs and make amends in this life, they will go through a life review at the end of their life, and then that's their judgment day. And as long as your heart is lighter than a feather and you've done things with good and pure intention, then you're golden. Now, the next card I have is kind of the potential future, but I feel like that's kind of the now as well, because you have the High Priestess in your subconscious and you have the Empress in your future. So this is like motherly energy, focusing on motherhood or nurturing or things of that nature. Tapping into this divine feminine Empress energy is very vital if you don't have children or whatever. It's more so embodying the mother that you needed to have when she probably wasn't there or didn't fulfill or step up to the plate of being a mother. And sometimes when we go through childhood trauma, we find ourselves later in life having to be the mother that we needed that was never there. And that's how we heal those wounds, is understanding that our mothers too were wounded children that either did the healing work or they didn't. And when they don't do the healing work, they basically push that on to you and the next generation. And that's what creates generational trauma. Now, the chosen ones, the people who are good, kind-hearted, open, loving, honest, authentic on the highest frequency, those with pure and good intentions who choose not to perpetuate pain, those are the scapegoats typically. Those are the black sheeps of the family. Those are the breakers of the chains of generational trauma. And that's probably what you're doing and why you're watching this video here, because you're trying to step up to the plate to hold yourself accountable, but also forgive yourself and to move on. And you are the wounded warrior here. And this is kind of your advice and guidance from spirit. This is Sagittarian energy, but it's like you almost wear these wounds as a badge of honor instead of like hiding in shame from them. It's like, no, look at what I've done. Look at where I've come from. You know, there's the Iggy Azalea song, like she came from the bottom, and had nothing, no money, no family. Like, I can't remember the name of the song, but I just remember those lyrics. It's like, you had no money, you had no family, and you've still managed to triumph. And, you know, maybe that's not in a way that you had anticipated or had hoped for, but it's in a way that you had to go through in order to break the chain. So people see you as this Page of Cups energy. Maybe they see you as wanting to be on the dating scene. You're on the dating scene, or they maybe see you as being very like out there with your sexuality or something. I'm not really getting a good energy on this card. Whenever I see this card, I kind of think of like the immature guys that are like always holding a fish in the dating apps, and it's just like, ugh, like boring. I don't know, but people see you as that for some reason, and I feel like that's probably a really false perspective. But a lot of people like to attach connotations because that's how they feel about themselves. So that's probably just a representation of how they feel or what they would do if they were in your situation. And I don't feel like that's based in truth. So take that with a grain of salt. Now, in your hopes and fears here, you have Leo energy. This is the Strength card, number 8. This is all about perseverance. This is like, you know, kind of going at it alone and really coming to terms with it now. Like, maybe you've struggled in the past where you've thought, you know, someone would have your back, and you've realized like you have your back, and that's enough to move mountains. Now, the potential outcome, these two came flying out, and I couldn't not take them together because these are like two of the best cards in the deck. All of this, everything you've gone through, the pain, the torment, the judgment, the justice, the karma, the whatever, it's bringing you such fulfillment on a emotional level and on a spiritual level and on a passionate level. Let you know what love is, and you know what love isn't, and you're not going to settle. And you know what creativity is, and how to really let it fuel you, and to alchemize bad things, bad people, and to turn it into something very beautiful. And I think that's like the best reward from all of this, which is, it's a bittersweet gift, but it is a gift of plenty, because not many people will be able to tap into their higher self, their higher being in this lifetime. And not many people will be able to transmute and alchemize pain. You've turned lead into gold. And I feel like it's due to the golden rule of you've treated people how you wanted to be treated. And that is just awesome, because most people will choose, once their heart hardens, they will choose to perpetuate that pain. And I feel like you've elevated, you've vibrated higher, you're above that now. You see things from the fifth dimension. Now, that's what I have for Tarot Collective. If you liked what I said, if it's helped, if it's resonated, please make sure you smash the like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. If you feel guided, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me or a personalized tarot reading. And then I'm going to dive into the oracle cards now. Now, with that Leo energy as well, I also have the bear card. Sorry, the glare on this is like a little rough. There it is. Okay. The bear card and the lion card are very similar energies to me. So not only is this perseverance, but this is strength. This is tapping into your divine masculine energy as well. Because when you're an earth angel, you can balance the yin and the yang. You're mastering basically the feminine and the masculine energy, and you can flow between the two of those. That's what that means to me. Now, the bear card says, be sensitive to where you are at and reflect on where you would most need healing. Now, for a lot of you, that is also, sorry, I'm going to have to fix that glare. That is also, that's better. What was I going to say? Where you would most need healing. I don't know. The bear card is also, to me, since the Page of Cups is here with the dating thing, it's like you have to choose between the man or the bear. I feel like you are the bear. You don't have to choose, because you're going to stand up for yourself and your beliefs and your values, and you're not going to let someone like blur the lines or run you over with their gaslighting or manipulative tactics in order to get what they want, which typically for most men, no offense, most men, is a primal urge. They feel the need to satisfy, whether that's agreed upon or not. So use caution there. But I do feel like you've reached a state of like contentment when it comes to standing up for yourself, because you have the complacency card, and this is tied to the root chakra, which is like your solid, stable foundation area. It's the base of your spine. And I feel like you've really honed or are mastering how to tell someone no. And sometimes that's very difficult when we want people to like us, but I feel like you're kind of past that. You've elevated, you're levitating, you don't care if someone likes you, and that's kind of the best reward. Now the next card says, my body is a wondrous and magnificent machine, and I feel privileged to live in it. I do feel like a lot of this is tied to bodily consent, just because of the bear card and the strength card. So it's also saying no to these temptations, to this Page of Wands energy. If someone's coming in with the lusties and the hots for you, you're very discerning, and you can say no. And you're observant as well, because you have the observer card. So number 49, maybe you're really listening to what people say and how they say it. And if, a gentleman doesn't talk about dessert before dinner's over. So just remember that if you're out on a date or whatever, because if someone's already talking about dessert before you've even eaten, that's a red flag as well. Now, the moon card I have for you is full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. Although something about the new moon might be a significant time frame, but I do feel like you are letting go of negativity, because you're realizing intentions. You're realizing that everyone's judgment day will come, and there's nothing you need to do to seek vengeance. You kind of just have to let the dominoes fall where they may. And I feel like that's a good spot to be. The I Ching card I have is number 2. It says Earth. It says partner with creative force in the flow of creation. And when you have a mare's constancy, you will be steadily loyal to the truth in action. The noble one has direction in mind, but not the route planned out. At first, there are many possibilities, but none. But once you begin, guidance and signs can be received to light the way. How are you being guided, and how can you lend your strength So if you're not sure exactly where you're headed, that's fine. You will get little roadmaps along the way. Sometimes that's hard for type A personality people to do or to deal with, because I like to know where I'm going. I like to know where I'm headed. But then again, I look back at my life, and every time I've had a 5-year plan or a 2-year plan or a 10-year plan, it's never panned out, even if I thought I knew where I was driving to or going. So at this point, in my life, I'm also complacent and not knowing certain things, even though I would still love to know. But there's definitely something about driving or cars that's significant, because you also have the dead end. So if you've reached a dead end or something's plateaued, I feel like you're just kind of leaving it there and turning around and just counting your lucky stars that you're not on that road anymore. The next 2 archetype cards that kind of flew out, because I usually don't take 3, was the empty room and the maiden. So the empty room to me means like moving out. Maybe someone left. You have an empty room in your house that you're maybe going to remodel or invest some time into creating something for you. A meditation room, a tarot room, something along those lines might be significant. Something about stars. And then the maiden, I love to see in this reading with all this divine feminine energy, the Empress and the High Priestess, and even the woman in the lion Leo photo there, or card. The maiden is a great energy. This is like a beginner dating energy as well, because if you look at the trilogy, you have Maiden, Mother, Crone, and that's the series of chapters we go on in our lives, and that's what I feel is happening to you. You're shifting. So if you've been married, I feel like you're going to be single. If you've been single, you're going to kind of stay single in that energy, but you're kind of just like revamping your dating life and how you're handling that. Now, the next card I have is from my Power of Love deck. This one is Compassion. It says, you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living in love. You are very selective with your love, as you should be. It's an energetic exchange. Treat your love like you would treat money, and try to use it very wisely, because if not, people will take advantage of it. They will steal it. They will run away with it. And, that's a reflection of who they are. Yes, but you don't have to be a fool. So the next and last card that I have for you, collective, is Act. Is there something you're wanting to do, but you're holding yourself back? Think clearly, carefully, and go with your gut, and have a backup plan just in case. Again, that could be that dead end card where you're like going on this road, you think it's the right road, and then it wasn't, and now you have to turn around, and instead of being like, oh, what am I going to do? You already have a plan A, B, and C. This can also be a good time for you to start a gratitude journal or a bucket list, things of that nature. And it doesn't have to be a bucket list that's like expensive, like I want to go to Bora Bora or whatever. It could be a bucket list where you're like, I want to go run that 5K, or I want to go try canoeing, or I'm going to go give snorkeling a try, like something like that you could kind of easily cross off a bucket list this year, or things of that nature. But those things might help also motivate you to still keep having this perseverance to do things for yourself. Now, that's all I have for you, collective. I hope this video helped. If it did, again, please smash that like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this. If you feel guided, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me on my website, or a personalized tarot reading. If not, that's cool too, and I will see you next time.